Welcome back, my little rebels. Today we are going over some upcoming changes to the channel. Or, well, no, they're not changes yet, but I did kind of want to. This video almost didn't happen, is basically what I'm trying to say. I did not have a video prepared for this weekend. And I am doing this as something that has been knocking around in my head for a while that I've been wanting to tell all of you about. I'm pulling back the curtain a little bit on things that are actually already in the works, or I am trying to get into the works. And here's why. If you have spent any time on this channel, you have probably figured out that I am not a fan of playing by the rules, especially the algorithm rules. I am not one to be put into a tiny box and just stick in my lane. I will not stay in my lane. I won't. I refuse, clearly. And I feel like the community that I'm building here, slowly, brick by brick, a lot of you are the same way, because I literally do all of the things that I talk about. I am a Reiki master and teacher. I am a shamanic practitioner, a certified oracle and tarot card reader. Will be doing and adding animal Reiki to that very shortly. I do business clearings and house clearings. I deal with the dead. I do mediumship work. I go around cemeteries and haunted houses looking and talking for the dead because it's fun. Why not? Yes, I do work with crystals. One of my teachers is a big crystal person and she worked with them. I've picked up some of that. I do work with the angels. I work with some of the old gods and shamanism. It's a very wide array of things that I do. So in my world, all the stuff on this channel overlaps. Fine. Cool. Wonderful. And I feel like all of you respond to that in some form or another, because I can't get a handle on what kind of content to create, because my top videos are the history of Reiki, the legend of the Kitchen Witch, the ghosts of Fort Benning. I think the Meridian video is working its way up there. One of the top shorts is Have You Had a Hug Today? One of the older shorts is, Find Your Joy with a Little Laughing Buddha. You guys are just as rebellious and probably would love to see the algorithm crumble as much as I would. Are we going to do it? Probably not. Can we try? We most certainly can. I think we can. Will it work? Why not give it a shot? But that's what I'm trying to say. So, I don't know if having my master's thesis published makes me a published author. I would like to think it does. But I have that done. I do write. I do create tarot card spreads. I have ideas for manuscripts that I am working on, and tarot card decks and oracle card decks. And one of the things that I am trying to do, and eventually would like to do, is set up a publishing company of my own. And I'm looking into that currently. Why am I bringing this up? I'm going to briefly touch on this. I do not expect all of you to go rushing looking for it, just because I'm not sure what to do with it. But I do have a Patreon. If you get to the end of the videos and you see the little icon, it's there. It exists. I haven't really pushed it. Why? Because I'm not sure how to move forward with it. I have every intention of posting those tarot card spreads and doing videos on how to use them on Patreon and letting you have access to this, some of the upper tiers. But I don't know how to do that to protect the copyright information that's there. Or not copyrighted. Well, yeah, basically copyright it. How do I, make intellectual property rights? Is one of those things. And I think my guides pushed me so hard to set up a Patreon, and then just had to come to a grinding halt because they wanted me to get the ball rolling for the publishing company. Which is, I have the name in my head. I'm not going to share it. Hopefully it works out and I can get it. But that is something I want to do because it's something I enjoy. It's something I do actively do. And it's another crossover into the world. A lot of the things I learn from this end up in those stories and tales. A lot of it's predominantly fiction, but fantasy fiction mostly. Oh, there's a big surprise. But that is something that I would hope to do, and to get merchandise deals not merchandise deals, but create stuff around that. I'm a huge stuffed animal person. I would love to create plushies of some of my characters. I would love to see your interpretations of some of them. Um, so that is something that's in the back of my mind. Now, on the more mundane, nitty gritty end of it, so here in the state of Connecticut, we have an entertainment tax break. And I can remember my accountant telling me when I started the Healer's Hut that I may need to separate the two. And at the time, I didn't fully understand why. So here's how this entertainment tax break works. I am refilming this, so if there's a little bit of a wonky transition, that's why, just because I wanted to make this section a little bit clearer. So the way this entertainment tax break works is from what I was able to glean from the information I got from the state was that you need to spend at least $100,000 or more. I'm nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. And it is predominantly for TV, some audio books, some audio companies, I think, but it depends on where they fall. And that's for, I don't know, it was not made clear to me where digital content and digital media or content creators fall in that. When I tried asking for, like, hey, at the very least, can you point me in a direction for whatever information I need? I didn't get anywhere. Thanks, state of Connecticut. But I think the reason why she wanted me to do that was for tax purposes. I will also, that's something I also would probably follow up with a lawyer, you know, just for the legal aspect of it to fully grasp and understand how that works. Um, so yeah, so it's unclear to me how things will unfold. So not much is changing as far as that goes just yet, but it was one of those things I wanted to look into because I know it exists. I didn't understand how it existed, and I still don't fully grasp how things are going to work out. And when I try and look it up business wise, I get a little confused, and I'm like, so that's a very gray area right now for where we are. But I wanted to kind of explain that because it's important and it does affect the channel, and it affects not infects affects the more holistic end versus the social media end, and they are eventually going to potentially be two different entities. How that will work out, I don't know. That's one of those things that I really would like to dig into, so that is a very big factor, or at least sit down with people who are more in the know than I am to figure out how to proceed with this. This probably will need to figure out a way eventually to decouple it from the holistic end, which I'm fine with, so long as I don't have to redo anything, and I don't think I will. If anything, more than likely, YouTube and Instagram will have to have name changes, and Rumble may get axed completely because you are not allowed to change the name on there. I don't know why they have it set up like that, but you can't change an established channel name. So that may go away either completely, or that just may need to be reset. I haven't decided yet. So that brings us to Patreon. I don't know if I can just go in and change the name and the bank account associated with it, if that will work, or if I need to completely take it down and then re-upload it under a completely different name. So that's why I haven't really pushed it. And that's kind of where I am right now. Just in case if you're wondering if you want to go look for it, there are 3 tiers right now. I had originally wanted to do 4. There is a part of me that's like, the channel is so small, the presence is so small. Can I really justify 4 levels? But in my head, it makes more sense. The four tiers rather, because the upper tiers will get different stuff than the lower tiers. But that's a different video for a different day. So I do offer a bunch of things. I offer, I will put the posts here for you. I'm also retaking this shot as well because I wanted to smooth out a couple things. if you're in Connecticut or you're in, southern New England, Mass, Rhode Island, even parts of New York, I could probably see you in person, maybe. It's a little bit difficult to tell because I do have very limited availability. I work a 9 to 5, and then just balancing life, it can get very difficult. So, but the option is there. You can always reach out to me, and I will put the offerings here for you to look at if you are interested. That's also why I don't have a website up yet, is because of all of this. I know it would be smart to do that. It would be smart to put up a website with information and offerings and stuff like that. My goal is to figure out a way to do it so it's not so confusing. And um, that's what's kind of stopping me from seeking a website and trying to do that, because I'm like, what do I use for the domain name? How do I make it so you can find what you're looking for? Are you looking for the holistic services, or are you looking for maybe what comes out and published? I was also looking at Kickstarter for certain things. I'm not at a point where I can get a Kickstarter going. I know that, but I just wanted to understand how it worked for the future, because that is something that I think I would like to do with some of the ideas I have. And I want to be able to put you in a position where you're not confused and you're not like, what, where do I go? How do I find this? So that's another element, because I'm sure a lot of people are like, have asked, why don't you have a website? Or, well, they haven't. Some people have asked me. Some people are like, what do you do? I don't have Facebook. I don't know why. I've never set up a Facebook page. I do kind of filter some stuff through, a lot of stuff through my guides, and they just were like, no, no. I am starting to understand and see why certain things have been put. They're like, no, hold on here, move forward with this. So I appreciate the divine guidance that I've been getting in that respect. But yeah, I'm more than willing to take clients to see you if I can. Um, it is, again, I feel bad because it's like I can do it, kind of, maybe. And if I don't know what the demographics are. I don't know where people are watching from. So if you're in, Europe or Asia or Australia, there's a significant time difference. I know I have family in Italy, and it's a 6-hour time difference. So trying to see you digitally is very difficult for me, unless it's on a weekend, maybe, and even then, the time, navigating those time differences with such a tight schedule. Someday, absolutely, I know that. It's coming. I know it's coming. It's just, for right now, as of this recording in July of 2026, I just don't have that capability like I want to. Big dreams, reality is a little bit different. Reality is far more humbling. But that is, it is what it is. Everything comes in time. But yeah, I would probably also, if people wanted readings, like card readings, I have done them on, like, through Facebook Messenger, but I can do them through email if that works for people. Um, I don't know how that's going to work, because the way I do my mediumship is I either have a picture of the person, or I know the person. So it makes it easier. So I may need like a picture of you in order to tap into your energy. I haven't figured that out yet. I need some guinea pigs. We'll figure that one out. So that's what's going on. I know I scaled back to 3 videos a month. If it should happen where there's only 2 videos, because I have a feeling August and part of September might be very busy, it's probably because either I've got family stuff going on, or I've really tried to dig in to get these other pieces going to move forward with the business. Because when I first started the Healer's Hut in 22, I had a very vague idea of what I wanted. I had a very kind of amorphous idea of how things would work. I also didn't know how well I would do, if I would do well at all. And now I have a much clearer vision, more or less, of what I would like to accomplish. And hopefully all of you are along for the ride. So now it's a matter of building that foundation, reestablishing the foundation, and building up from it. But also it's staying true to myself and doing whatever I feel like doing that you will actually enjoy. It's very strange. I saw a comment on Threads, and yes, I'm on there too. I don't use it that often. It's an app I just can't get a solid feel for. But someone made a comment of, why are spiritual people always, what was it? They always seem so dull, or it's like it's a personality trait. Like it's a defining personality trait, and it shouldn't be. Yes, this is what we do. Yes, this is part of our belief system. Yes, it is something that it does kind of permeate your life, but not completely. You know, I have other interests. I have other things that I have going on. I do many other things, so it's not like it's my end all be all defining personality trait. Clearly, by the videos I post. Why be stuck in a box? I refuse. Well, do you guys remember this the little toys from like the 90s where it would be like you'd hit a button and it's like there's supposedly a person in a box. It's like, let me out, let me out, let me out. I won't be that person. Sorry. I refuse to yield. And if it means it takes me that much longer, so be it. I'm not going to bend. Anyway, that is what is going on. So I will most definitely update you and tell you if the name changes, when the name will change, so you're not in a state of like, what happened? Where did the lunatic that I like watching go? I'm not going anywhere. Channel's not changing. So that's important. But I just wanted to let you know, because some of the stuff is actively in the works. And yeah. So stick around, see how things roll out. I'll be really curious to see how this all works out too, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I told my D&D players yesterday, I'm like, I just make shit up as I go. I had a come to Jesus moment from my last session where I was like, I have to figure out how to wrap this up so we can go on to a different location. Because yes, I am also a dungeon mistress, and my poor players I'm running 2 campaigns kind of side by side, and it gets super interesting because I'm like, now what were we doing? Whatever I told you in the past, I don't remember. We're going with this. So, but yeah, you might even get to see some of the stuff I have created. I waffle back and forth. I do waffle back and forth with that because it's not a gaming channel. I know that. I don't know how many of you are gamers in the audience, if you even care. I can't really get a handle on the demographics of the audience either, because YouTube, sometimes they tell me, sometimes they don't. So maybe that's something that would be of interest to people. Maybe you just don't care. That's fine. I understand. So we will see how things shake out. We'll see how things play out. Thanks for stopping by, my little rebel. I think that's what I'll call you all from now on. I like it. Don't you? All right. Take care. Enjoy. Stay safe. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.